Welcome to Hyphens Haven, the space for multi-hyphenate artists who work on stage and off, in front of the camera and behind the scenes. We share our paths to becoming who we are. And this episode is the first of 2024, and the first time it's just going to be me. Why is it just me this time? Well, I wanted to go over some stats about the previous year of 2023 concerning women, their production companies, and films. So I wanted to first read an excerpt from Employment of Behind the Scenes Women on Top Grossing U.S. Films in 2023. This was written by Dr. Martha M. Lawson. The celluloid ceiling has tracked women's unemployment on the 250 top domestic grossing films for the last 26 years and provides the most comprehensive historical record of women's employment and behind-the-scenes roles available. Overall, women accounted for 22% of all directors, writers, producers, executive producers, editors, and cinematographers working on the 250 top grossing films. This represents a decline of 2 percentage points from 24% in 2022. Taking the long view, it represents an increase of just 5 percentage points since 1998. By role, women made up 16% of directors, 17% of writers, 24% of executive producers, 21% of editors, 7% of cinematographers, and 26% of producers working on the top 250 top grossing films. The focus of this episode is on that 26% of women producers. So I want to present a list of women, 24 of these women, who are film production company owners, and talk about some of the things that they're doing in 2024, as well as mentioning those things that happened previous years. Let's start off with Gabrielle Union. She has I'll Have Another production company, and this company has produced The Perfect Find, which is streaming on Netflix. It is a very fun movie to watch. I enjoyed watching that over the holidays. And so far, it has received the Audience Award at Tribeca Film Festival. Actually, Numa, who is a director, I believe she just posted that she won an award for her directing talent. So congratulations, Numa. I'm so happy. I'm looking forward to the projects, not only that she is bringing forth, director Numa, but as well as the production company, I'll Have Another Production. Also, this production company received a company credit on the upcoming film, The Idea of You, that's starring Anne Hathaway, and it's set to be released May 2024. Taraji P. Henson's TPH Entertainment. This company is working with this film called Sorority. And the tagline is, it centers on an African-American girl, Melanie, enrolls into a historically African-American coven, and University of Magic discovers her enrollment into the school may not have been entirely of her own, but calculated actions of a higher authority. So right now it's in the option phase, but I am so curious about Sorority coming through Taraji's TPH Entertainment Company. Next, let's talk about Jessica Biel. Jessica Biel and Michelle Purple, they lead Iron Ocean Films, which has produced a number of projects. Some of them include Cruel Summer, which is on Freeform and Hulu. Candy, ooh, Candy, she did that. Nominated for a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Title Design. The Sinner, which is streamed on USA, and Jessica was nominated for a Primetime Emmy in the lead actress category. So she is definitely working through her production company, Iron Ocean Films. Next up, let's talk about Renee Zellweger's. She has a production company called Big Picture Company. And this entity has produced The Thing About Pam, which is nominated for a People's Choice Award. And there is a project called Tiger Mom that I'm very curious about. It's currently in post-production. And this is the tagline: a first-generation Chinese American mother who, unable to control her teenage children, enrolls them in a prestigious disciplinary school called Tiger Academy, which is capable of whipping them into Ivy League shape. So definitely looking forward to Tiger Mom, that's coming in the pipeline through Renee Zellweger's company, Big Picture Company. Next, I think this will be the fifth one. Octavia Spencer. She has an entertainment company, Orit Entertainment. And this company has produced a number of projects. Let's see, Truth Be Told, that's streaming on Apple Plus. Self-Made, which is on Netflix. Fantastic story, is inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. Definitely, I thoroughly enjoyed that story. She has a project streaming on Discovery Plus titled Feds. And just thinking about Octavia and her work, Hidden Figures, The Help, which she received an Academy Award for, The Witches, Fruitvale Station, Dinner for Schmucks. This was the first film that introduced me to her work. And if you've seen it, please let me know, because I don't want to be the only one that enjoyed it as thoroughly as I did. But she played a pet psychic, and there was a scene at the dinner table. I remember I was in tears, crying, laughing so hard because she wanted to speak for the dead crab. And I'm telling you, this woman, I had to go and find her and just let her know that I was a big fan of hers. And I'm so inspired by the fact that she is working through her production company, Orit Entertainment. Next up, we have Drew Barrymore and Nancy Juvenin. Their company is Flower Films. Oh my goodness. This company, Flower Films, over 451 credits on IMDb from her production company. Donnie Darko, He's Just Not That Into You. Fantastic. 51st Dates. Of course, the Drew Barrymore show that is on television. I mean, it's incredible. I applaud you and the work that you're doing. They have a project in the pipeline called Surrender Dorothy, which is in the filming stage. So look out for Surrender Dorothy coming through from Flower Films. Next up, Elizabeth Banks and her husband, Max Handelman. They have Brownstone Productions. Now, the projects that they've made, I just would watch them all right now. Pitch Perfect 1 and 2, Cocaine Bear. Have y'all seen this movie? This movie is so hilarious, and I just enjoyed watching that so much. But look out for the things that Brownstone is doing. Again, it's owned by Elizabeth Banks and her husband, Max Handelman. Let's go Reese Witherspoon. This is my 8th person who owns a production company, Hello Sunshine. And she has produced Daisy Jones and the Six, which is currently streaming on Prime. And actually, this project just won 2 Emmy Awards for Outstanding Period Costumes for a limited or an anthology series or movie, and Outstanding Sound Mixing for a limited or an anthology series or movie. So kudos to the creative work that is happening as her company hires artists who believe in excellence in every department. And more projects that they have produced. Let's see, Big Little Lies, Where the Crawdads Sing, and a project in post-production currently, You're Cordially Invited. Now listen to this tagline. This story follows a woman who is planning her sister's wedding and the father of another bride-to-be. And they discover that they are double booked for their destination wedding. So both parties decide to share the venue, but chaos and disaster await. So it stars Reese, of course, and Will Ferrell. Enough said. Whenever it's released, I'm watching. All right, number 9, we have Blossom Films. Blossom Films is led by Nicole Kidman. And we know her Academy Award winning actress, Big Little Lies, um, was one of the projects produced through Blossom. Love to Death, which was nominated for a Primetime Emmy. Special Ops are just a couple of the projects that have been produced through Blossom Films. We definitely look out for more of the projects to come through Nicole Kidman's company. Let's move on to my 10th name is Tina Fey. Tina Fey, she has a production company called Little Stranger, and Little Stranger has produced Mean Girls, which was just released in 2024, 30 Rock, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is hilarious. Now, her company has over 355 credits on IMDb, so she is definitely working. And when I think about Tina Fey, I think about the women that she always connects with in some form of fashion. Maya Rudolph is one of them, and she and Natasha Lyonne, they have a company called Animal Pictures. Again, Maya Rudolph and Natasha Lyonne has a production company called Animal Pictures. And this production company produced Poker Face, which is fantastic. It's streaming on Peacock. I binge watched that series, so good. Russian Doll winner, and it's the actual winner of 3 primetime Emmys. So I definitely look forward to more work that's coming through the pipeline for Little Stranger. And also, I'm sorry, with Animal Pictures, that's Maya Rudolph and Natasha. Amy Poehler is also in that girls group, Paper Kite Productions. Now, she partnered with Animal Pictures. So on Russian Doll, you had Animal Pictures and Paper Kite Productions. Those are two of the production companies listed that made Russian Doll happen. Paper Kite also produces Baking It. I love this show. When the holidays come around, I love baking shows. Well, I love to bake, period. But Baking It, starring Maya Rudolph, uh, is just one of those great shows that I love to watch during the holidays. And this company produces Harlem. Harlem is what I think is like the Black version of Sex and the City. You got 4 lead characters living in Harlem, and they take us on an adventure of their lives as they grow, both professionally and spiritually, and take us on some of the situations that they get into. This company, Paper Kite Productions, has over 218 credits. Next up, let's talk about Royal Ties, which is owned by Regina and her sister Rains King. They have produced Bitter Root. In fact, well, I'm sorry, this is an upcoming project, Bitter Root, and Ryan Coogler is one of the producers. The tagline is, in 1920s Harlem, a family of monster hunters operate to stop a portal to the netherworld being opened. And it's currently in pre-production, but definitely look forward to that project being completed, called Bitter Root, and produced through Royal Ties. Next up, let's talk about Amy Adams and Stacey O'Neal. This is Bond Group Entertainment that's produced or led by Amy Adams and Stacey O'Neal. This company has a production deal with HBO, which is fantastic. Kings of America is an upcoming project, and the tagline is this story of 3 powerful women whose lives were inextricably intertwined with the world's largest company, a Walmart heiress, a maverick executive, and a longtime Walmart saleswoman and preacher. So this is currently in pre-production as of December 2023. Definitely look forward to the project titled Kings of America, brought through Bond Group Entertainment, led by Amy Adams and Stacey O'Neal. Let's move on to Viola Davis. She owns Juvie Productions, and they have been working. Viola, through Juvie, has produced The First Lady, which is streaming on Showtime. Fantastic series that focuses on 3 of the first ladies. Then we have Troop Zero that they've produced, Silver Dollar Road, The Woman King, which was fantastic, And there are several projects in the works through Juvie Productions. Number 17, let's talk about Simpson Street Productions. Kerry Washington and her executive vice president, Pilar Savone. So Simpson Street Productions has been working. Little Fires Everywhere, Reasonable Doubt, Unprisoned, The Prophecy. If you've seen like the live in front of a studio audiences, that company has helped produce Facts of Life, Different Strokes, All in the Family, Good Times. They are working and I'm loving it. Go, Carrie, go. And Executive Vice President Pilar. I've got to give a shout out to all the women. We have Salma Hayek coming in on number 18 on my list. Ventetta Rosa Productions. I didn't know until looking up some information that this company produced Ugly Betty, which I loved. It came on ABC, and I watched all the episodes of this show, starring America Ferrera, and I love that show. This company also produced Frida, which won 2 Academy Awards, In Time of Butterflies, and it has over 100 credits listed on IMDb and several in the pipeline that are coming. So look out for Ventetta Rosa Productions led by Salma Hayek. Number 19, we have Unbelievable Entertainment, which was led by Eva Longoria. This company is behind John Wick. Fantastic, right? More projects include Grand Hotel, telenovela, Gordita Chronicles, and the Land of Women TV series, which is soon to be released. It follows Gayla as her life is turned upside down when her husband implicates the family in financial improprieties, and she is forced to flee the city alongside her mother and daughter. So look out for Land of Women that is coming through the pipeline through Unbelievable Entertainment, led by Eva Longoria. And number 20 coming on my list, we have Excellent Cadaver. This is the production company led by Jennifer Lawrence. And this company produced a project called Causeway. Causeway was on, or it still is probably, Apple Plus, and it brought Brian Tyree Henry, who is of the Atlanta series. He was nominated for an Oscar last year in the supporting role. And the tagline of that story, if you have not watched it, go see it. But the tagline is, a U.S. soldier suffers a traumatic brain injury while fighting in Afghanistan and struggles to adjust to life back home. Now, there's a project that's listed on IMDb called Bad Blood, and it's coming through Apple Studios. It doesn't have a release date, but there are other titles that are in the pipeline for Excellent Cadaver, and definitely look forward to hearing about those. Number 21, we have Saldana Productions, led by Zoe Saldana. She has a project called Towing the Line, and that's coming. And the tagline is, Zach and Lamar have been best friends for years. They've done everything together. Well, almost everything until today, when that line won't be crossed. It suddenly is crossed. And actually, that was released in 2023. I'm sorry. That is a film, a project that was released in 2023, Towing the Line. But what is coming is Hell or High Water. It is a thriller, and it is currently in the script phase. Just updated earlier this week, actually. So the tagline is, a New Orleans reporter's investigation pulls her deep into the city's underworld. So we are going to look out for Hell or High Water. That's coming through Saldana Production. Number 22 on my list is Hooray, which is led by Issa Rae. We know Issa Rae's production company has brought us The Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl, of course, Insecure, which I set my whole schedule around to watch episodes as they came out on a weekly basis. A Black Lady sketch show, and Rap Shit. Unfortunately, that was just canceled. I hate that because I was all up in that storyline. And Project Greenlight, I can't wait for the great things that Issa are going to bring us through Hooray. And speaking of Issa, we want to go to Lucky Chap Entertainment. Now, let me just pause. Barbie. Say no more. I mean, really, this whole article, the purpose of bringing this episode is to talk about outstanding things that have happened in 2023 and what is to come. And this Barbie movie has so far broken a number of records. Let's see, we can go through a couple of them. Biggest opening of 2023, biggest opening by a female director, highest opening for a non-sequel, biggest opening ever for a film based on a toy, highest grossing film directed by a woman, the highest grossing Warner Brothers movie in the studio's history, and currently it is the 14th highest grossing movie of all time. So give it up for Margot, not only serving as actress, but her production company, Lucky Chap Entertainment, is that company right now. So I'm so inspired. And number 24, as we're talking about 24 women to look out in 2024, is me, Drea Lewis. I am what you would say a producer. I own Dream of Drea, which is a production company, and I'm also building an artist engagement firm. I'll speak more about that later, but I created a project called the Delilah Factor, and the tagline of that is that a woman who is very distraught about a particular day she's experiencing, it's the death of her child, and she decides to take a drug that puts her in a deep sleep. And in that sleep, she basically has to fight for her life and has to be paired with an unlikely spirit and go through a couple of challenges trying to help effeminate spirits move on into paradise since they've been stuck on earth for a time. And if she can get these spirits to move on to paradise, she can regain her life. But there is a spirit, Delilah, that stands in the way. And this story kind of focuses on regaining your spirit. And the Delilah Factor, we are going to release that in 2024, 10 years in the making. So I self-funded it all the way to principal photography. I got through principal photography, post-production. I need a whole lot of help. Fortunately, the city of Atlanta gave me a creative artist grant to help me with post-production. I also received another grant. So right now, visual effects artist Jeffrey Kroll, who is actually on one of the previous episodes of Hyphens Haven. You can hear his story, but he has offered to lend me a hand and help me give some visuals and more life to the story. So look out for the Delilah Factor. But yeah, I list myself. I want to speak on some originators. Marilyn Monroe was the second woman in U.S. history to own her own production company. And that company was called Marilyn Monroe Productions. And the story is that she was tired of playing the same sex role. She wanted to have some variety. She was in a legal battle with Fox Studios. And at the end of 1995, they signed a 7-year contract in which Fox would pay her through her company $400,000 at that time to make 4 films, and granted her the right to choose her own projects, her own directors, and her own cinematographers. So we have to snap our fingers, recognizing Marilyn Monroe as the second woman in U.S. history to own her own production company. And the first is Mary Pickford. And if you haven't heard of Mary Pickford, you should absolutely read about the amazing contribution she has made to motion pictures. In fact, she's the founder of the Motion Picture Academy. In her heyday, 1912 to 1925, she was called America's Sweetheart, and Blondie Locks for her golden sausage-like long curls that went to her shoulders. But, child, it wasn't all her hair. According to an NPR article I read, the hair was from prostitutes, honey, and they built hair pieces for her ringlets. Ain't that something? She was just flossing their hair like it was hers, but it wasn't. So when the silent movie era was over, she hated it, but she went on acting, and so much she is so bad that she won an Oscar in 1930 for the film Coquette. But 4 years later, because she said she was tired of acting, she quit. But in 1919, she co-founded United Artists with movie pioneers Charlie Chaplin, D.W. Griffin, and Douglas Fairbanks, whom she married the next year. But the goal was to make and distribute their own films and rake in the profits. And honey, that is the goal. Make the projects and keep the profits. Okay? And so that basically is all that I wanted to speak on for today's episode. You're going to get to know me more as I plan to do more episodes where it's just me and we can talk about some things that are on my mind. But until then, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Dream of Drea across all social media platforms. I am Drea of Dream of Drea, a multifaceted production company and artist engagement firm that's dedicated to helping artists become better of themselves. Until next time, I look forward to connecting with you and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.